Okay, I am going to be super real with everyone. I have made some holiday strategy mistakes. I've had some holiday sales hiccups, and I promised that I would be sharing my mistakes with you. So we're gonna do this, but it's not going to be a venting video. Please stick around because I'm also going to share with you what I'm doing to turn things around and get rid of those holiday blues. So mistake number one that I made is, as I mentioned on one of my previous episodes, I finally got out my first email newsletter. But the mistake I did is I didn't do anything any earlier than late November to really get any subscribers. So of course, while I sent out a newsletter, it didn't really go to many people. So I don't think it's really going to be any kind of vehicle for making holiday sales this year. Mistake or hiccup number two was that I started a TeePublic site because one of you viewers mentioned that while Redbubble sales are declining, TeePublic sales are doing a little better. So I started a TeePublic site and I started putting up designs, but then I got my account shut down for copyright infringement. Now, I managed to successfully get my shop back up, but the process took about a week, and then by the time the shop was back up, I had pivoted yet again because I realized I wasn't going to be able to count on the TeePublic shop, and so I got a little bit behind, and now I don't have many designs up and I haven't promoted it. Mistake number three is that I've actually spent a lot of time lately focused on this channel and building my content here, and I actually let my Instagram account kind of go to the wayside. I wasn't really posting much. I was taking some shorts that I was doing for you guys here on YouTube and sort of putting them up on Reels, but I just let my Instagram account totally go. And now I'm feeling like it is really a little bit too late to get engagement up right before the holidays. Okay, mistake number four is that I was kind of getting complacent and relying on Facebook, but Facebook's popularity has really declined if you didn't know that. I know certain age categories, it's been different, and its algorithm has changed a lot. So Facebook these days really doesn't want you to get off the platform if you're on. So while in the past it would be really easy to me, last sales season, I would do a watercolor painting, I would put it up, and then I would have a link to my Redbubble and Society6 site, and 9 times out of 10, I would get some sales, and that's all I really needed to do. But these days, if I put a link to my Redbubble site or my Society6 site on my Facebook account, I'm getting no views. You know, instead of getting 116 views out of my 1,000 plus followers on Facebook, which are mostly friends and family, I get about 8 people seeing the post. And it's the same 8 people, you know, maybe my parents that don't have a lot of other people on their feed. Okay, number 5, I'm not gonna call it a mistake, but the day I got my website finally done to do original fine art sales for the very first time, the very same day I got it done, and then I opened my Instagram and I had a message from a gallery and they wanted to show 10 of my pieces in an upcoming exhibition in January, and I am so excited about it. It's Brea Gallery right outside of LA, so I am so stoked about it. But as I've told some of you, I recently went and purged a ton of my original fine art in preparation for an upcoming move. And so I already had very slim pickings in comparison to what I had before, right? I don't have hundreds and hundreds of paintings left anymore. And then when the gallery contacted me and said they wanted about 10 pieces, I didn't know which pieces at first, so it took about a week to find out what those pieces were. So of course, in the meantime, I didn't want to promote my original art sales because I didn't want to get rid of a big chunk of pieces. And I've been doing a lot of digital art lately in preparation for this move. A lot of my more physical art supplies are getting packed up for the move. So right as the holiday sales season was coming and I was about to do a big promotion on my original fine art, my stock really decreased and there were some delays in even getting out the word. So while it's a happy mistake, it sort of threw off my strategy a bit. So during all this, I had to take a step back and realize that I am very thankful that my Spoonflower site keeps making sales. And I went back and looked, and I actually did have a couple recent Society 6 sales that I just hadn't noticed. I hadn't seen the email. So while this year I'm having a few more hiccups than last year, I am thankful because last year I didn't have any really passive art income. And now I'm having some successes with selling my art, even when I am having some failures at marketing it. And I really am, my Redbubble and Society 6 sales are way down. So I want to talk to you about what I'm doing personally to turn things around. Not really just from a money standpoint. I am fortunate that I do have a day job, so I don't rely on my art to make a living, at least at this point, but also from kind of a mental standpoint, right? We need to look out for our own mental health. If it's really just about the money, there are a million more things we can do to make money than to make art. So this is sort of a holistic, what I'm doing to get out of my holiday funk. Okay, so the first thing I'm doing to really turn things around is to get out of the house a little more and to actually go see other people's art and support other people's small businesses. Earlier this week, I took my daughter to Mexico for the first time. We went over the border and went to Tijuana, where I used to have an art studio for a very brief time a while ago. And I was so happy. I was getting inspired by all the murals and the little fun shops. I bought this cool sweater and was able to support this little small business. And just remember why I'm on this journey, right? It's not all about the money. It's because I love art and I love making art, and that is the most important thing. Okay, the other thing that I'm doing to get out of my holiday funk is to take more Skillshare classes. I do have an annual subscription. So I've been taking Skillshare classes and homing in on my craft and learning lots of new techniques, especially with my foray into more digital art and actually art that's created digitally. I'm learning Procreate and I'm getting really excited again about new materials and new media, and especially with digital art, that it's something I can do while I'm traveling and have to carry very little supplies with me. And also having my 7-month-old daughter, I don't have to worry about her kind of tipping over a bucket of paint or chewing the paper because she's going through a chewing the paper phase. So I'm getting really excited about learning more from all these other artists on Skillshare. And it's really been a joy. I know that there are so many more things that I need to learn. And while I've been doing art for a long time, I still make art in a lot of different styles, and some of them are more developed than others. There are so many elements and aspects of art, and it's a never-ending road. So I've been spending a lot of time learning to make use of this time. I've also decided to spend some time making more Facebook and Instagram posts that don't have anything to do with sales. Right? They're not having a link to get anyone off the platform because I've seen that the algorithm is sort of penalizing this. And as I said earlier, I kind of let my Instagram feed especially go. And if I want to build an audience, here, you and I, when we talk about this, I want to do this channel for artists. And my Instagram account, it's a little bit of both. I love having other artists on the account, but of course, eventually I want my Instagram feed to also be attracting companies that might license my art or clients for my fine art. So I know I need to be posting there more often and engaging more on those platforms to building kind of a fan, customer, client base. So I'm going to be spending a little bit more time on that and, setting aside the sales. I am going to try to make at least once a week a strategic post, but carefully curated. In the past, every time I put something up on Instagram, it was already up on my Redbubble Society 6 so that I could leverage that to link people to where to go. But I think what I need to do more of is just be posting more often what I'm doing on a day-to-day basis and then curate what I think people are more interested in buying and kind of use that opportunity to do the call to action for sales and leave the other posts to just really sharing and engaging. And then finally, I alluded to this a little earlier, but just to not let this get me down. And I hope this is not getting you down. Well, first let me say, I hope you are having fabulous, fantastic sales with your small business or your art venture if you're at that point where you are actually monetizing your art career. But regardless, if you are making any sales at all, if you tried and you're failing, then I hope you're not letting the dollar sign get you down, right? Art is such a beautiful thing, and I spent years making art that I knew no one would want to put up on their wall. I remember saying back when I actually quit art school is that I didn't want to do art for a career because I didn't want to paint pretty pictures that people would want over their couch, right? I loved doing art that was really provocative, gory, dealt with the terrible things in life, and purposely didn't have this beautiful aesthetic that someone would want to be around all the time, right? I wanted to do confronting art that was going to be in some independent gallery that doesn't do sales and maybe one day make it to a museum, but it was about the conversation. It was about engaging. It was about expressing my thoughts. It was about hearing how my art made other people feel and being in this art world where I get to talk to other artists because I'm such a fan of art. I get so much out of art. And there was such a long time that I didn't market my art, and now I have made the conscious decision that it is okay for me to make money from my art. And I really think by learning what people want to see and what people are willing to buy, that I'll be able to also do my more provocative art in a way that engages more people. And that was part of the reason I got on this journey to begin with. I was like, I'm not too good for commercial art, and I'm always fascinated at the intersection between highbrow and lowbrow art. So I'm getting back to basics. I'm getting down and remembering why I love art. I hope you love your art career and embrace it every day. It is a treasure to be an artist. So in this season that we should be celebrating thankfulness, friends, family, all the meaningful things, and not the dollar sign, I hope you're finding a ton of joy on your path. So as I said, today was not about venting, but I promised I would be real with you guys, and so I owed it to you to be honest and let you know what's going on. So if you like this outpouring of honesty with a hint of optimism mixed in, please hit the like button or the dislike button, and until next time, keep creating.